Let's talk a little bit about some of the best lessons you've learned through the years about scaling a business. Were there like maybe two to three that really stood out as being key drivers to how you've scaled your book business, your speaking business, and then obviously now getting into Hollywood?
Leverage. So I'll share with you like two things if I can remember it. One, I'll tell you about the book industry. So many people, there was 998,000 books published last year, I believe, and 99.4% sold 100 copies or less. And so that means all your family and friends, that's all they'll buy. Selling 100 books is a lot of work. So I realized that in the industry, if you could just leverage, you could catapult. So I'll give you an example. I find someone who's got a book club that's got 100 members in it. I just go to that one person and I sell them on why they should use my book for their book of the month. As soon as they promote it, there's 100 sales by doing one sale. Same thing, if you can go to a direct sell network marketing company who's got a 10,000 person downline and say, hey, you should recommend my book to your group. Well, again, if only a small percentage buy, there's 1,000 sales. And I realized by leveraging and scaling that way, I don't have to go on the back of my trunk and pull books out every day. Well, I'm doing the same thing in the movie industry. So even though I'm doing a low budget indie film, I'm thinking of ways I can leverage and scale. So I'll give you an example. Yeah, there's bands like Walk the Moon that have got billions of followers, and there's all these different internet sensations of YouTube that as soon as we get ready to start filming, I'm going to reach out to them and say, hey, how would you like to do a song, even original or a remake, and be in the film as a soundtrack? So imagine when this movie comes out, now I've got people that have already got a built-in 50 million person follower saying, hey, listen to my song from the soundtrack of this movie. Well, most people got to learn to leverage like that. And by giving them what they want, you get what you want in return.
So what you're talking about is ultimately finding strategic partners from the very beginning that could ultimately grab larger audiences in the book business. Correct?
The movie industry, any industry. Yeah, that's what it is. So when Rick Warren wrote, Purpose-Driven Life, he just went to every, church and gave the pastor a free copy. And by doing that, the pastor then went to every congregation with 300 people and said, you guys got to read this book. And they did all the mass marketing for him. So it's that leverage.
Okay, so give me one more thing that's required that you've learned through the years that is key to scaling a business.
I think it's also surrounding yourself with people that have got the open doors and can, I guess, leverage relationships. I'm a big thing about LOR, leverage our relationships. Mark Anthony Bates is an expert on it. And we talk about that most people in their Rolodex, on their phone or whatever you want to call it, go to these networking parties and they make all these relationships and they wait for that perfect time to reach out. The only thing I do differently is I constantly, as soon as I get a lead, I email or text them right away and say, hey, it was great connecting with you. I'd like to introduce you to some of my friends. What are you looking for? And by helping them get what they want, I get what I want in return. I'll give you an example. One of the movie producers, these Oscar-winning guys I went to, Zig Ziglar said, you get what you want, you help others get what they want first. Well, I'm a king of that. So what I do is I don't ask, I give. And so I went to him and says, what's one thing that you've never done in your industry? And he says, I've never gone to the Oscar suite. Even though I've won Oscars, I've never got the gift bag. I said, well, I know the guy who actually runs the gift suite. I go, why don't I get you into one of those things? Man, he goes, if you could do that, it'd be amazing. Well, all of a sudden I make 2 phone calls and I says, would you bring your Oscar with you and take pictures of people while you're getting stuff? He goes, heck yeah. Well, now all of a sudden the gift suite people are excited because they got a real Oscars at the Oscars gift suite. People would take pictures. He got what he want. And then he sat down and told me everything I need to know about the movie industry. Sometimes all you got to do is leverage our relationships.
So is there a balance to that leverage? Because it seems that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to argue that obviously they've done a lot for people, they've never received anything back on any level, even when they asked. So tell me a little bit about how do you determine right away, like who do you want to just provide that value for? Or do you do that automatically for everybody, like based on your experience?
Well, I do it for everybody that's in my circle, but I'm very particular about my circle, as you know. I only hang out with people that I respect for. Look, here's the secret of success. Surround yourself with people that you have respect for, not those you have influence over. So the more that you can surround yourself with positive, like-minded people, then that's your peer group that you want to work with, and then everyone helps one another. So, for example, some person walked up to me after an event and said, "Hey, will you introduce me to the Oscar-winning guy?" There's 0% chance I'm going to do that. However, my close inner circle, I built relationships, anything they ask. But I've got a great circle of influence, and it took years to build that circle of influence. And you can start today. Everyone in their hometown, someone else is looking for exactly what you're looking for as well. And I believe in putting those together. Every 2 months, and I'll do one on the 18th of this month, is that we fly out to Orange County, California, and people from all around the country fly in, and it's just my men's group. And I'm talking about the Oscar-winning producer, the founder of Make-A-Wish, the creator of UGG boots, all these amazing people. And we come together without talking about work. We talk about life. And then as we're finishing up, we say, now what are you working on? And then everyone helps one another. If you can have that type of a brain trust and help one another truly with a vested interest of caring about other people, that's where the miracle happens. So many people, if you're giving to get, that doesn't really work.